everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm librarian at White Ink Library. We have gentle outdoor yoga today. Please let me introduce our licensed yoga instructor, Heike.
Thank you, Hannah. Good morning. My name is Heike and I'm guiding you through this gentle outdoor yoga practice today where we focus on our breath in combination with our movement. It will be gentle movements, slow movements, and very easy poses that we are doing, but we will get a nice stretch going where we can relax and just melt into our yoga practice, enjoy and relax.
And you can repeat this exercise at home on your own time. And if you decide to come to White Ink Library for a class, we have those classes monthly. I highly recommend to bring sunglasses, hat, and put sunblock. Thank you, and we'll see you soon at the library.
Well, good morning and welcome to Yoga at the White Inks. Thank you for showing up. We are going to enjoy this beautiful weather. If you're following along at home, this month I chose the theme Sun and Moon because we just had the solar eclipse, so I figured I want to incorporate that, and Sun and Moon opposites. So our theme for this practice is opposites, and we're going to practice both spectrums. But to get started, get in a comfortable seated position at home. If you like, you can lay down on your back with your knees bent, or stay in a comfortable seated position with your palms either resting on your knees, or make a bowl, have your palms resting in front of you, sitting upright so you have space for the air to go in and out your body. Before I invite you to close your eyes, this basket is here for you folks at home as well, to place anything that may weigh your mind down, a to-do list, things that happened, something that's going on the weekend, or stuff that just is unsettling. Place it in the basket, so hopefully you are light and open-minded and ready to practice yoga. That being said, I invite you to close your eyes and start observing your breath in and out the nose. Feel your belly filling and then your belly emptying, with the breath going all the way in and down to your belly. Roll your shoulders up and away from your ears for a relaxed upper body. And just try to settle in, see if your seated position is good, if your sit bones are connected. And continue to feel your breath in and out the nose. I'm going to read a meditation that I have put together for this sequence. For Sun and Moon, the power of opposites. To create equilibrium in our yoga practice and in our lives, it's helpful to observe the power of opposites. Yin and yang, ebb and flow, contraction and expansion, effort and surrender. Recognizing and honoring the qualities and benefits on each side of the spectrum can help us find balance and unity between them. Sun salutations are said to be a yang practice related to activity, heat, and light. Moon salutations are associated with the yin practice, receptive, meditative, and cooling. Although yin and yang represent seemingly opposite principles, like dark and light, day and night, passivity and activity, they are utterly interdependent. In the same way, although Sun and Moon salutations sequences embrace different qualities, they complement each other perfectly. The yogic term Hatha also reflects these individual yet interconnected qualities. Ha referring to the warming, active energy of the Sun, and Tha, the cooling, receptive elements of the Moon. Hatha Yoga, therefore, seeks to unify these apparently opposing elements, creating harmony and balance. Continue to observe your breath, and hopefully by now your inhales and your exhales are longer than before. You have arrived, you have slowed down. To prepare us for this yoga practice, we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together. A cleansing breath, we're going to take an inhale through the nose, then exhale, mouth open. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. One last time.
Excuse me.
Returning to breath in and out the nose. If you like to set an intention for your yoga practice, this would be the time to do so. You don't have to say it out loud, say it in your mind. An intention can be a word, a sentence, a prayer, a scripture, or just an open mind. My intention for this class is to find the opposites, but learn to walk the middle path. Let's take one more cleansing breath together. Returning to a normal breath in and out the nose. If you had your eyes closed, I invite you to open them to a soft gaze as we are moving into our warm-up movement connected to breath. On the inhale, we bring our arms up. On the exhale, arms down, moving at your own pace, at your rhythm. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears for a relaxed upper body, and sit as upright as comfortable, again to make space for the air in and out your body. On the next inhale, we bring our arms up to center. Exhale, we twist, one hand in front, one hand behind. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, opposite side. And then moving side to side, again at your own pace. One more to each side. And then on the next inhale, we bring our arms up. Exhale, bend over to the side, reaching overhead, looking through the armpit to the sky if possible. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, opposite side. If looking through the armpit into the sky is too much for the neck, you can have a neutral gaze into the room. One more to each side. And back to center. Exhale, hands in prayer position or hands in front of heart center. The mudra or hand gesture that I looked at for this month is the Hamsi mudra or Hamsi hand gesture, and it is practiced where the index finger, middle finger, and ring finger tip touching the tip of the thumb, and the pinky, I always say, is not invited, is staying away. Then you turn and place the back of your palm on your knees, the inside of the palm facing up. And the Hamsi mudra is known as the smile mudra or inner laughter or inner smile mudra. It is said that it can induce the same as serotonin, the happiness hormone inside of you to really bring a smile on the inside. And if those deeper meanings of the mudras are just too much, in general, it's a good hand yoga practice to move fingers a different way than we normally do in our daily lives. And it can be helpful in meditation practice because your thoughts may be really focusing on holding the right finger configuration, which probably won't allow room for any other thoughts. So for whatever it is helpful to you, Hamsi Mudra. And when you touch, it's a soft touch of the fingertips to the thumb. Each finger has its own meaning. The pinky is water, and it is not invited to the party. If it's touching to the thumb, it means it's suppressed. So water element, in this mudra is not suppressed. It's freely flowing. That being said, we're going to place our palms on our knees for some seated cat and cow. Just continue our warm-up routine before we get into our standing poses. On the inhale, chest forward and arching up for cow. On the exhale, rounding your back, looking towards your belly for cat. And then you're moving at your own pace. On the inhale, arch. On the exhale, round. Moving with your breath at your own pace. One more cow, one more cat. And coming back to center. Our last warm-up that we're going to do is our twist, but we're going to stay in the twist. We're going to twist towards the right, and we're going to stay for 2 breath cycles. A breath cycle is an inhale and an exhale. So we're going to start out by placing our left hand on the right knee, our right hand behind our right hip. We're going to take a breath in, lift our chest, and on the breath out, we twist and try to look over the right shoulder, and then stay here for 2 breath cycles. After the 2 breaths, on your next exhale, come back to center, twisting over to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist. 2 breath cycles here. On the next exhale, come back to center. We're going to do that one more time. Maybe this time you're able to hold it for 3 breath cycles, or you're able to look over that shoulder a bit further. At any point, you should be able to breathe easy in and out through the nose. No discomfort, and definitely no pain. If you feel it's too deep of a stretch, looking over the shoulder, you can always look over the thigh of the side that we are twisting towards. That's always an option, just to be gentle to the necks and upper body. So when you're ready, left hand on right knee, right hand behind right hip. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. And then at least, if you can, 2 breath cycles. Maybe we can push it to 3. And when you're ready to come out on the exhale, come back to center, opposite side, right hand on left knee, left hand behind left hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. coming back to center. We take a breath in, arms up, breath out, hands to heart center. And then we're going to make our way onto our feet. If you have to take a drink of water, since we're outdoors, it's hot, please help yourself. Don't wait for me. We're going to start on one side of the spectrum of our opposites. We're going to start out with sun salutation, but we're going to do a modified version that can be done anywhere without a yoga mat, if you're traveling or even at work, or in the morning right after getting out of bed. This is a modified version of sun salutation that can get everything going. I know we're nice and warm here, so we don't need to necessarily warm up, but if you think about at the beginning of your day, this would be beneficial. We're going to start out in mountain pose. Our feet are hip width apart. Roll your shoulders back and away from your ears, palms facing forward. We're going to take a breath in, moving our arms up. On the breath out, we forward fold. Wherever your fingers land, they don't have to come to the floor. If they are, perfect. If not, just let your fingers drop. On the next inhale, you bring your hands to your shins, flatten your back. On the exhale, you drop your fingers back down. And then on the inhale, you come back up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer position. And that's a modified sun salutation. If you think about it, we don't have a chair here, but I can just demonstrate. If you think about you sit in a chair, you can do the same thing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, you come forward. Inhale, place your hands on your knees. Exhale, come forward. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer position. So that same sequence can be done sitting down. Again, if you're in the office and you need a pick-me-up, if the coffee hasn't worked, you can do definitely a seated sun salutation. We're going to do that one more time. You may want to experiment if your balance is good out here with the uneven ground, not so much, but at home you may want to experiment with having your feet together, your legs touching. Out here, if you have to have them apart to have a good grip of the ground, please be safe. We're going to take a breath in, bringing our arms up. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, hands on chin, flat back. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, coming up, arms overhead. Breath out, hands to heart center. And I see that a few blocks are here. So for the folks at home, if you have a yoga block, I don't bring mine in, but with the forward fold, if you can't touch the ground, you can bring the ground to you, hence using yoga block. Stack one or stack two, and then you can just bring the fingers to the block, so you don't have to think you have to push yourself bending all the way down. So it's really hinging at the hips. Wherever the fingers are, and the in-between space is made up either by yoga blocks, or back in the day we used to have encyclopedia, really thick books, or phone books that can be utilized as props too. So we're going to do that one last time before we move into the opposite, following our theme. We're starting out mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, fingers drop. Inhale, hands on the shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, bringing your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that's sun salutation modification. And now from the sun, from the heat, we're moving into the cool of the moon, which is a flow that has parts of the sun salutation in them, so you will recognize them. We're going to start out in mountain pose, hands in prayer position, and we just break it up into chunks, and then we're going to do the whole sequence together. But first we break it up in pieces. So we're going to take an inhale, bring our palms up. You can look towards your palms if your neck is okay with that. Otherwise, look straight into the room. So on the inhale, your palms go up. Exhale, we bend over to the right. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come back to center. And then we're going to exhale, we step our feet out, pointing our toes out, sitting down into goddess pose. So what that means is you drop your tailbone towards the mat, which means you roll your belly or you tuck your belly in. Your knees pointing out, your toes pointing out, arms to the side in cactus pose, elbows pushing back, and fingers wide, which is called goddess pose. So this is where the first segment, we're going to stop here. Walk your feet together, shake out your arms, shake out your legs if you have to. And then we're moving into the second portion of the sequence. This time, there's a rock right underneath here. It's way underneath the blanket. I'll step forward. So we ended up here in goddess pose. From here, we're going to straighten our legs, straighten our feet. So our feet are now parallel to the short end of the mat. Our arms come out to the side in star pose, and then we turn our palms facing forward. On the next breath, we're going to move out to the left and bring the left hand down the left leg. Right hand is going up towards the sky. Same thing, you can look towards the hand. If this is getting you off balance, look straight ahead or down onto the floor. Then on inhale, we come back to star pose. Exhale, opposite side. Right hand down the right leg, left arm reaching up. Either look up towards the sky, into the room, or down to the floor. And then inhale, back to star pose. So walk your legs together, relax your arms. That's sequence chunk number 2. And then for the final hurrah, for the mountaintop of the moon salutation, it's going to be a twist and a forward bend. So I'm going to show it to you first so you can watch it and then make your decision how far you want to go. So we are going to be in that star pose. We're going to take the right hand towards the left leg. So you have the choice. Then both hands here, stay here, or right hand on left leg, left arm up, and you're looking behind you. So that's a choice. Either stay here or come up here. And then we come back to star. Then the left hand, right leg, same thing on this side, or stay here, and then back to star. So think about how you want to proceed. So we're starting out in star. Feet are parallel to the short end of the mat, arms out to the side, palms facing forward. Take a breath in. On the breath out, right hand goes to the left ankle. Now your choice, left hand to the ankle as well, or left hand reaching up, and you're looking behind you. Then on your next breath in, come back to star. Exhale, left hand goes to the right ankle. Again, right hand can be there as well, or reaching up, and you're looking behind you. And then on the inhale, we come back to star. Take your time, walk your feet together. I definitely feel it. I don't know if you guys feel it with the warmth and the movement. And then we're just going backwards to where we came from. So then from back to star, goddess pose to up, right, left, and center. So that one you already seen. So we're going to try the whole moon salutation variation G in one chunk. It should be done each movement, inhale, exhale, but we're going to take it slower because it's warm out here and we're going to take our head down and head back up. We don't want people to get dizzy. So inhale, exhale as long as you need, and we're moving slower. Once you memorize the flow and you find benefit in doing this, you can do it at your own speed. But for training purposes, we're going to take our time. So you're going to start out in mountain pose. We're going to take a breath in, palms up. We can look up if you like. Breath out, up and over to the right. Breath in, back to center. Breath out, up and over to the left. Breath in to center. Now breath out. We're going to step out to goddess pose, toes pointing out, sitting down, dropping the tailbone. Cactus arms, elbows back, fingers wide. My pants hot. Oh yeah. Do you need a towel?
No, it's good.
Then on the exhale, we come up to star, straighten our feet so they are aligned with the short end of the mat, turning our palms forward. Breath in, on the breath out, we're reaching over and down the left, right hand reaching up towards the sky. You can either look up into the room or down, wherever you're more comfortable. Breath in, back to star pose. Breath out, over to the right. Breath in, back to star pose. Breath out, right hand goes to the left ankle. Your choice if you want to join it with the left hand, or if you want the left hand reaching up and you're looking behind you. Then slowly come back up to star as we go on the opposite side. Left hand to the right ankle, either right hand joining or reaching up and you're looking behind. Then slowly come back into star. Bring your heels in or point your toes out, sitting into goddess pose. Drop that tailbone, engage the core, elbows back, fingers wide. Then on the inhale, we walk our feet together, bring our palms up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in prayer position. Good job, everybody. That was moon salutation variation chi. So we did the sun, we did the moon, we did the heat, we did the cooling. We're gonna do, oh, we are good in time. You guys are running through this. We are going to do a little balance, but first I need a little water in my mouth so I can continue to speak. You sure? I have a towel.
I got some. No, I'm good. I just noticed. I was like, oh man, that's hot.
Yes, yes. For balance, you know, you've done my class before. We're just gonna do our stand-up balance where we start out on our favorite leg first. We all have a favorite side. Put that weight in that favorite leg. The light leg, we're gonna lift, bend our knees, point the toes, making sure we're standing upright. The chest is lifted, shoulders away from the ears. And then your arms wherever you need them as counter. Your choice. There's no right or wrong way. You have to find your balance. It's your practice. Continue to breathe. And for extra credit, smile. And when you're ready, on the breath out, bring the foot down, sway side to side, and then switching sides. Our second favorite side now. Put the weight in that leg. The light leg comes up, bend at the knee, point the toes, making sure you're upright. Yep. There you go. Perfect. One of the students here you can't see on camera. On the breath out, you can step down. As a variation, if steadiness is in question, you can utilize a yoga block. Instead of having the leg lifted and hold on to it, you can place that foot on the yoga block. And the yoga block offers 3 heights. It's low, medium, or high. High, I would prefer if you have something where you can hold on to, because it may or may not be safe. So at home, always safety comes first. So you're gonna do that one more time. Same, you place your weight on one side, bend the light, point the toe. Once you've found your balance, we're going to do ankle movement. Try to keep the knee still and just move your ankle. And when you're ready, on the exhale, foot down, sway side to side, switching sides one more time. And stepping down, swaying side to side. We're gonna add our tree pose to it. I know it's difficult here outdoors. Just try your best to what your tree pose looks like. For the folks at home, If you haven't heard that before, tree pose, you have your supporting leg is the tree trunk, the bent leg is your tree branch, and it's your choice where you place that. You can have your toe still connected with a little root in the ground, slightly above, or if you are that flexible that you can bring your heel into the groin, I can without holding on, without compromising. That's tree pose as well. The key is that wherever you place your foot, it's either below or above the knee, not directly into the knee, so you're not creating instability for yourself. So find your preferred side. You start on the preferred side first, and then on the inhale, you place that tree branch wherever you are. Lift your chest, and then your arm placement, wherever you need your arms for counter, your choice, your tree pose, your yoga practice. And it's okay if you have to reevaluate and place it again. That's why it's called a practice. When you're ready, step down, sway side to side, and then switching sides. When you're ready, place the branch. And the other side note, the branch, the leg that you are placing, opening that hip, turning the knee out versus forward. So you're opening the hip, the supporting leg stays straight. We are just opening the side where the branch is placed. When you're ready, step out. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to start with the second preferred side, because that side needs extra love. So we spend a little more time on the second preferred side. Whichever side that is for you, get into the pose, feel the strength of your supporting leg, and then place the branch, opening that hip, lifting the chest, placing your arms in any configuration that you prefer. Continue to breathe. When you're ready, step down, sway side to side. One more time on the other side. When you're ready, you can step out, swaying side to side, just to give your hips some attention. We can do some standing wind release, which is essentially another balance practice, but it also helps with pressing extra air out of the body. See if it's beneficial here. If the ground is too uneven, then safety first, then we rather do it when we lay on the ground. But what we essentially do in standing wind release, you bring one leg high. If you can, reach in front of the knee on the shin or behind the thigh, and just try to press it into your belly and balance here. So that's one-legged wind release, a balance pose, but also air reduction. outside, same thing, and now my mat is getting warm too.
Right?
I get like heat treatment. It also stretches the hip a little when you do that, but again, it's balance first before you can get into that one-legged wind release. But we're going to repeat that laying down as well. I just thought I introduce it. And then we are giving a little relief on our lower back. We're going to do a standing cat and cow. Same thing if you're in your office traveling throughout the day, or you've been walking around a lot and your lower back starts telling you you've done too much. There's a little standing cat and cow that I like to do. It's literally, you just hold on to your thighs right here, which just turn sideways for the camera. And then on the inhale, you arch looking up. On the exhale, you round. This is standing cat and cow. And often I find myself more in cat, which relieves that ache that I have in my lower back. But it could quite be the opposite for other people. You just bend a little extra in whichever, if it's cat or cow. One more of each. And then slowly roll yourself up into standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do one more standing pose, and then we're going to take it back to the floor. Since we are balancing and working on our leg strength, we're going to do a chair pose. In chair pose, you can have your feet hip width apart. You can have your feet together. It just depends where your balance is. I prefer slightly a space between. And then I show it first, and then I'll talk about blocks, because there's a way to use chair pose with blocks as well. So we're going to stand in mountain pose. We're going to take a breath in, and on a breath out, arms up, and we're sitting back, bringing our hips back, arching the back like we did for cow, and then finding our chair, whether we're sitting high on a bar stool, we're sitting on the kitchen chair or camping chair, your choice, wherever your chair is. And then either you want to keep your arms up in prayer position by your side, on your lap, your choice. Just making sure you have that arch in the back when you're sitting, pushing the hips back, and a good support of your feet on that mat. And when you had enough in the chair, on the exhale, you just push yourself back up and shake out the legs. For a yoga block,
Here, you can use these.
I just need one just to show. Thank you. The chair pose that you can do, have a yoga block between your knees. That way, when you sit back, you feel like you're pressing into the block. Some folks find it easier because they have a purpose or a job to do, rather than sitting here and saying, oh, my thighs are not strong enough. But the minute you press into the block, there's extra strength, and you can hold the chair pose a little longer. Just something to think about. Thank you. So you're going to do chair pose one more time. And you can have your variation, either stay in regular chair. If you want to come on your tiptoes for extra strength of your ankles and your feet, you can do that. Or if you want to do the twisted chair pose, but therefore you would have to have your knees together so you have a good support, and then twisting to one side and then switching to the other. But we can just stay with the basic, your choice, your practice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sitting back in your preferred chair. Continue to breathe and practice what is beneficial to you. To come out of the pose, on the exhale, push yourself up and just shake out your legs, checking in with your breath, how you are doing. Usually women have because we have strong legs and we have a good support system there. Guys struggle more. Women tend to struggle more in arm balance poses because our upper strength is not quite there. So we all have our strengths and we utilize them to the best of our abilities. That being said, let's get down to the floor. Do you guys have something to support your knees that we can do tabletop? If it's not good on the mat, then
I have an extra blanket if somebody wants to, or an extra towel if somebody wants to use it.
Here. If you need extra, I have. So I have a sufficient mat, so I can offer my.
Oh, so you brought a towel. Anybody need a towel?
No, I'm good. We're going to start in tabletop where our knees are underneath our hips, feet are flat on the mat. Knees are hip width apart, our wrists are underneath our shoulders, hands are shoulder width apart, fingers nice and wide. We're going to have a relaxed neck, we're looking down towards the mat. And we're going to do some tabletop cat and cow. On the inhale we arch, looking up. On the exhale we round, looking towards our feet. And then moving from one to the other at your own pace. Inhale, arch for cow. Exhale, round for cat. One more of each. And then coming back to tabletop, we're gonna extend our right arm forward. We're looking down towards the mat for a relaxed neck, and then right hand down. Then on the next breath, left hand forward, and then left hand down. And then we're gonna move to our legs. We're gonna get the right leg back. Our hips stay parallel to the floor. We don't need to raise our leg up higher than hip level. And we push our heel towards the back of us, toes pointing towards the floor. And then we bring the knee back down, switching sides, opposite. Left leg now out, heel pressing out, toes pointing towards the floor. And knee back down. And now we're gonna do opposites. So we're going to bring our right hand forward, left leg out for a cross body stretch. We are balancing on our left hand and our right knee, looking down towards the mat for a relaxed neck. Holding that for a couple of breaths. Don't hold your breath, continue in and out the nose. And when you're ready, bring your knee down, hand down, switching sides. Left arm or hand goes forward, right leg goes back. Holding that, balancing on the right hand and left knee. And exhale down. Sitting into resting pose if you need to. You can have your knees wide, sitting towards your heels. Bringing the forehead down to the floor. Make a little palm pillow since we are outdoors. Now my hat is in the way, so my pillow needs to be a little higher. And I got glasses. I got everything working for me today. We're going to do our cross body tabletop balance pose one more time on each side. We're coming back to tabletop. This time we're going to start out with the left hand or arm going forward, right leg going back, heel pressing towards the back, toes pointing towards the ground. We're looking down onto the mat for a relaxed neck, balancing on the right hand and left knee. And on on the exhale, hand down, knee down, switching sides. Right hand forward, left leg back. And exhale, hand down, knee down, sitting back into resting pose one more time. From here we slowly come upright, sitting on our bottom and actually going into laying on our backs. Our knees bent, feet and knees together. Making sure a good connection to the yoga mat, back of the head, feet, lower back, shoulders, arms down by your side, palms facing down. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, moving our arms overhead, and on the breath out, bringing the arms back down, palms on the mat. We're going to do that a few more times, nice and controlled. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping our palms down by our side. You can walk your heels a little closer to your bottom to comfort level. Knees together, feet together, and the same principle applies here with the block between your knees, like I showed earlier with the chair pose. This can apply here for bridge pose as well. If you have a block between your upper thigh and your knees, that may be helpful for some folks. As we are getting ready to do bridge pose, we are pressing down into our palms, into our shoulders, into our heels. On the inhale, we're going to lift our hips, keep them up high, and take a few breaths here. Making sure you feel that your glutes are a part of this hold, that they're engaged. And on the exhale, lower the hips back down, nice and gentle. Press them into the yoga mat. You're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift and hold. Continue to breathe. Exhale, lower. Press them in. Press your lower back into the mat. One last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower your hips down. Press your lower back into the mat. Bring your knees to your chest. Either hug in front of the knees or behind the thighs. And then move side to side for a low back massage. Then extend the left leg out, left hand on the left hip, right hand stays either behind the thigh or in front of the knee. For one wind release on one side, but we're going to do some hip circles, one-sided. So you just do a circular motion with the right hip guided by the hand on the knee or behind the thigh. Do a few in one direction and then switch direction. And then both hands in front of the knee or behind the thigh, and bring that knee into your chest for full wind release before we switching sides. Now extend the right leg out, bring the left leg in. Let's do wind release first. Both hands either in front of the knee or behind the thigh. Press it into your belly. And then right hand placed on the right hip, left hand remains where it's at, and you're starting singular hip circles on the left. Switching direction. And one more time, both knees into your chest, side to side movement for low back massage. And bring your feet to the mat, feet together at first, knees are touching at the top, then walk your feet out towards the outer edge of the mat, knees stay connected at the top, then turn your toes inward, so it's like your heels are on the outside of the outer edge of the mat, your toes are pointing inward, your knees are touching at the top for a little A-frame or teepee. And then from here you can either have your arms down by your side, palms facing down, or you can place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and observe your breath in and out through the nose in this constructive resting pose. And we walk our feet back together, knees still bent. Now you have the option to do a counter stretch where the soles of your feet are touching and you let the knees flare out. If that's too deep of a stretch for you, you can stay just with your knees bent. Or if you want to place your yoga blocks, one underneath each thigh or knee, you can do that as well. We have our arms down by our side, palms facing up. On the inhale, we're going to open our palms wide. On the exhale, we make a fist. Inhale, open hands wide. Exhale, make a fist. And then you're moving at your own pace with your breath. It may be slower, it may be faster than mine. Just on the inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more open, one more close, and then palms neutral, still facing up. We're going to do some finger connection. Again, on the inhale, we open our palm. On the exhale, we connect the index finger with the thumb. Inhale, open palm. Exhale, middle finger connecting to thumb. Inhale, open. Exhale, ring finger to thumb. Inhale, open. Exhale, pinky to thumb. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, index to thumb. Inhale, open. Exhale, middle finger to thumb. Open. Close, ring finger to thumb. Open. Close, pinky to thumb. You can do one round at your own pace, at your own speed. After your last round, place your palms underneath your thighs. Guide your knees back to center, feet flat on the mat. Bring your knees to the chest one more time, moving side to side for a little back massage as we get ready to move into Savasana, our final and most difficult pose, the resting pose. Curl yourself into a tiny ball, lift your head up off the mat, engage as many muscles as you can, hold them tight for just a few seconds, and then with your exhale, with an out, release your arms, your legs, let your toes flare out to the side, arms down by your side, your choice, palms facing up, palms facing down. Get the last wiggles out, find a good connection to your yoga mat. Close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Relax your facial expression. Unclench your jaw. Rest your tongue on the bottom of your mouth. Long inhales and exhales through the nose. No tension. Total relaxation. Savasana. Continue keeping your eyes closed. Gently come into a sit position. Try to have your head come up as last. Keep it hanging down low. And then slowly bring your head up, arriving in the space with your eyes still closed. Gonna take a breath in, moving our arms up. Breath out, arms down. Breath in, arms up. Breath out, arms down. And with our next breath in, as we move in our arms up, we open our eyes to a soft gaze. Breath out, hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. It's an honor to practice outdoors, and I'm also looking forward to practice indoors with you. I want to close this yoga practice of opposites with this poem of Arthur Unknown. It says, "And like the moon, we must go through phases of emptiness to feel full again." Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you at home.